Hey everybody, Ryan here, and today, on this very rainy day in Austin, Texas, that's not a halo around my head, that is just the morning glow, if you will. I'm gonna give you on this video 3 things that I told my mastermind group, my mentoring group, the back room this week, and 3 insider things that we're learning about the physical products world, and specifically at Amazon.com, based on some conversations inside of the back room and with some of my investors and advisors. I'm working on a couple of deals right now with some celebrity investors and endorsers that I'll be able to share with you over the next couple of weeks here in the physical products world. But for now, I'm just going to give you some of the insider secrets that we have been talking about. And I just got out of a meeting with my mentoring and mastermind group called The Back Room. This is all 7-figure business owners who are working on 8-figure businesses. Some of them already have 8-figure businesses. And what we're basically doing is we're working on 9-figure roll-ups. And what that means is we take 7- and 8-figure businesses, we package them together by partnering with private equity groups, and we bring them into a $100 million roll-up or consolidation, depending on the language that you use, and then we're looking to sell that for a whack ton of money. So inside the back room, we're investing in businesses, we're looking for deals that we can bring into the fold, and my next move in my career and my goal and aim to own the Cleveland Indians is probably somewhere in the private equity world, and I'm actively looking for partnerships and opportunities in that world. So out of that last meeting, which was here in downtown Austin, actually right in that building over there, first I'm going to tell you 3 things that I told my mentees based on where I knew the group was and what I wanted them to take away from the meeting. The first thing was that everything in my business that I have regretted, everything in my career that I've regretted, has been the result of playing the short game rather than the long game. Every time I compromise long-term results or even long-term happiness for the sake of short-term gain, I have regretted it. And all of my biggest mistakes have come as the result of that. Now, specifically, when we look at that tactically, what that means is, in the most immediate context, I have regretted not building an audience for the sake of short-term profit. For example, I really regret in my physical products brands putting more attention on selling things than building followers. I should have put just as much attention into building followers as I did into selling things. And when I'm building my personal brand, or when I'm talking about capitalism.com, I'm way more interested in eyeballs. I'm way more interested in an audience than I am in selling things. And as a result, selling things is really easy when you've got a big following. It's a lot harder when you don't have a following. So I have really regretted not building my audience on physical products brands. And so I tell that to you because if you are building a physical products brand or starting any kind of business at all, just as much energy should go into building a business as building the product or coming up with a marketing message. And my regrets have often come out of not doing that. So that was the first thing, playing the short game instead of the long game. Specifically when it comes to audience and product has cost me millions of dollars. And I wanted my group to know that they should not make the same mistake as I did. Number 2, I said, please get abundantly clear what you want your lifestyle to be when you have made it, and start working some of those things now into your business. It's so easy to get addicted to the grind and workaholism, and it's very hard to get out of that. I'm speaking from experience here, so please get very, very clear about what you want your lifestyle to be, so as you are more and more successful, you can work more and more of those opportunities and those things into your business. And then the third thing that I told my mentoring and mastermind group was that what you are building, what you are doing is so much bigger than you realize. I'm realizing how bad that glare is, forgive me. It's so much bigger than you realize. And here's what I mean. What is happening in this world, and as far as entrepreneurship goes, there's so much happening in this space. Like, there are so many people who are, we had somebody on stage, his name is Josh. He runs a 100 million plus physical products company. And he was talking about those early days of building the relationships, of grinding, of setting up the business. And those early days paved the way for 9-figure businesses. And he talked about how there's so much happening in this space. And I want you to realize that if you're selling things actively, it puts you in the top fraction of a % of people who are trying to be entrepreneurs. And what you are doing is so much bigger than you realize. And it's going to become clear when I shift now, that's a perfect pivot, into 3 insider things that are happening in the space right now. The first thing is that private equity and investor money is pouring into the space. And this is really going to help you see why this is so much bigger than you realize, okay? There are groups that are coming into and wanting to come into the physical product space because Amazon is growing so quickly. And as a result, valuations on companies are going up and up and up. And it's all across the board. It's in beauty, it's in supplements, it's in cosmetic, like shaving cream. I mean, it's across the board. People see online businesses, online sellers as legit businesses now. So big companies are keeping an eye on you, which is why I tell you that what you're building is so much bigger than you realize, because there are big companies that want what you have, that are keeping an eye on what you have, and the valuations on exiting those businesses is just going up right now. So that's the first insider secret. The second insider secret is that Amazon is starting to court businesses with audiences and businesses with some brand recognition, specifically from like well-known audiences or celebrities or endorsements. They're starting to court those types of businesses. So if you put energy into building the audience, Amazon is actually courting those types of opportunities. They're courting bringing those audience into Amazon's fold. So so again, this just echoes the fact that if you're not building your audience actively, you're missing out on the gravy train that is coming, and big things are happening in this space. Please don't miss this land grab that is happening. And the third thing, the third insider thing, is that Amazon is officially and publicly cracking down, banning and suspending people who have been breaking terms of service. And they're finally getting their act together and getting smart about removing people from the marketplace who have been breaking the rules. So it's getting more mature. The game is shifting, thankfully, finally. The things that have built businesses in the past are becoming more and more relevant, meaning the ethical, long-term game that needs to be played, that Amazon sellers have neglected, need to be brought back into your tool belt, rather than settling for short-term tricks and strategies in order to game the algorithm or game the review game. So Amazon is finally getting involved to ban those people. So money is pouring into the space. Amazon is actively courting businesses with audiences, and they're banning people who break the rules. So what does all of this mean for you? What it means is that you should be building your business around hungry audiences,
please always play the long game rather than the short game. You will be richer and happier and sell for more money at the end of the day if you do that. It also means that you have to play the game more mature. You've got to run this like a real business. And that means being engaged with your audience. It means having leads and following up with those leads. It means thinking about having monthly recurring revenue rather than just going for the next sale. And Amazon is actively courting businesses who play this well. So if you play your cards well right now, Amazon will be in your corner, investors will be in your corner, private equity groups want to buy from you, and this space is getting really big and really exciting. So play your cards well for the next couple of years, and you are in the position to just ride a massive hurricane wave that can make you very, very rich and wealthy. This August, if you haven't seen my announcements, I am going to be putting together a little bit of an insiders meeting. It's going to be a couple hundred of the best sellers in the world in one place here in Austin. I'm going to be bringing in some of my advisors, some of my more well-known either investors, advisors, or partners. I've been partnering with a few well-known companies. I now sit on the board of a few well-known companies that I can't announce until the ink is dry on paper, but I'll be able to announce them over the coming weeks. And some of those founders will be joining me. And if you're in the position where you realize the space and the time that you're in and you're playing the long game here, it would be a good idea for you to pay attention over the next few weeks as we put together that group and that event here in Austin. So I'll have more details for you soon, but I just wanted to kind of tease that and leak that to you. So just a quick summary. The 3 things that I told my group were all of my regrets came from playing the short game rather than the long game. That was number 1. Number 2, please get clear on what you want your life to look like and what you want your long-term happiness to come from rather than just being a workaholic. And number 3, what you're building is much bigger than you realize. The 3 insider secrets are that money is pouring into the space from both acquirers, people who are buying businesses, and from investors who want to fund these businesses. That's number 1. Number 2 is that Amazon is actively courting companies with large audiences to get behind them and give them preferential treatment. And number 3, Amazon is finally cracking down and banning people who are breaking the rules, and they're making it easier for people who play by the rules and add value to the marketplace. So these are the things that you should be focusing on in your business as you take advantage of these very, very exciting, unique times for internet marketers and physical product sellers. I hope this video is insightful and interesting to you. Let me know in the comments, and I'll be keeping you posted on some of the things that are in development, both here at capitalism.com and in this space overall. Thanks for watching. I'll chat with you guys soon.